Love the Eagles as much as we do? Then hit that subscribe button and stick with us at Eagles Nest News for all the drama, updates, and hype all season long. The whispers around the NFL world hit like a lightning bolt the moment SAQUON Barkley's quote started circulating in those late-night group chats among Eagles fans and league insiders. The statement, supposedly made behind closed doors but quickly leaked like everything else in this league, came out raw and fiery. "If he comes back, I'm out of the Eagles." And that single sentence exploded across social media like it was gasoline dropped on a bonfire. Nobody knows exactly who he is, at least not officially, but the rumor mill has been grinding nonstop, linking the comment to a returning veteran whose presence, for reasons nobody wants to say out loud, allegedly rubs Barkley in all the wrong ways. The moment the words hit the timeline, fans scrambled for answers, analysts fumbled to make sense of it, and every YouTube channel from Philly to Phoenix started cooking up theories. Meanwhile, inside the NovaCare complex, the mood reportedly shifted from confident to tense overnight. Coaches avoided eye contact, players kept their headphones on, and sources close to the situation insist that the team's leadership is now working overtime to keep the locker room from sliding into pure chaos, even as every hour brings a new layer to the unfolding storm. Behind the scenes, the reaction reportedly split the Eagles organization right down the middle. On one side, you've got the front office, the same group that pushed hard to land Barkley in the offseason, absolutely stunned that things have escalated this quickly. They envisioned him as the missing spark, the fresh star that could bring playoff energy to a team that's been looking to reestablish its dominance in the NFC. On the other side, you've got a pocket of longtime veterans whispering that this kind of tension was bound to happen the moment you bring in a big personality with just as much pressure as talent. And let's be honest, Barkley didn't just walk into Philadelphia quietly. He arrived with the spotlight already blinding, every move analyzed, every statement dissected. Now, with this new twist, that spotlight burns hotter than ever. Some insiders claim this entire situation has been simmering for weeks, small clashes and subtle disagreements piling up until the pressure reached a point where one off-the-record conversation might have turned into the biggest storyline of the season. Whether or not Barkley knew his words would leak is still a mystery, but the timing couldn't be worse as the team prepares for a crucial stretch. Fans, of course, have turned this into a full-on digital battlefield. It started with confusion, then frustration, and now there's this growing wave of denial mixed with desperation. Philly fans are passionate. You don't have to tell anyone that. And when they heard one of their biggest new stars threatening to walk away before the season even settles, it felt like a punch to the gut. Social media is flooded with edits, memes, hot takes, and even emotional rant from creators who usually keep things lighthearted. Some are begging Barkley to reconsider, while others are trying to point the finger at the unnamed he, as if identifying a villain will somehow calm the storm. The wildest part is that the Eagles organization still hasn't commented. Not even a vague statement. No PR spin. No carefully crafted, "we support our players" message. And silence, in times like these, sound a lot louder than words. There's this feeling floating around that something significant is brewing behind closed doors. Something the team isn't ready to share yet. Fans are left reading body language in practice clips, waiting for leaked clips, and refreshingly searching for a hint of what the future might hold for Barkley in Midnight Green. Inside the locker room, the rumor is that the tension is heavy enough to cut with a blade. Players are reportedly picking sides, though nobody will admit it publicly. Some are standing behind Barkley because they believe in his leadership, his talent, and the spark he can bring when he's locked in physically and mentally. Others are sticking with the returning veteran rumored to be at the center of this controversy, someone who's been with the team long enough to have earned loyalty and respect. And that's the messy part, because when loyalty collides with star power, locker rooms can turn into pressure cookers. Coaches have been working overtime to keep everyone focused, but you can only do so much when a superstar's ultimatum is hanging in the air. One source hinted that practices have felt unusually quiet, with more eyes watching interactions than watching plays. Another mentioned that a meeting between Barkley and the team's leadership is being planned, or maybe already happened, but details remain locked behind a curtain of silence. One thing is certain. The players know this isn't just smoke. Something real is going on, and the tension is impossible to ignore. What makes this story even wilder is that nobody seems to know the true breaking point. Barkley isn't the type to explode publicly or stir unnecessary drama. If he really said those words, then something serious must have pushed him to that moment of frustration. Some insiders claim the returning veteran have a history of clashing with star offensive players. Others say it has nothing to do with personality and everything to do with strategy, specifically how the offense might shift if the veteran returns to a major role. Barkley, being in his prime, is fighting to show the world he's still elite, still explosive, still worth every headline. Any threat to his usage, his impact, or his rhythm could easily lead to this kind of emotional outburst. But there's also the possibility that this is all being blown out of proportion, that one frustrated sentence in a private moment got twisted into something bigger. That's the danger of rumors in sports. They grow legs, then wings, then suddenly they're monsters nobody can control. And yet, even with that understanding, the energy surrounding the situation feels too intense, too specific, too real to dismiss as a simple misunderstanding. Now the league is watching closely, because if this situation escalates, it could set off a chain reaction. Barkley leaving the Eagles would shift power dynamics across the NFL overnight. Teams starving for a star running back would circle like sharks the moment there's even a hint he's available. The Eagles, on the other hand, would face a massive public relations disaster. They fought hard to bring him in, spent months building hype, and now might lose him over internal drama. That's the kind of storyline sports networks feast on. Analysts are already speculating on what a Barkley departure would mean for the NFC East, how it would reshape offensive strategies, how it would impact team morale for years. Some argue the Eagles need to choose Barkley over any veteran returning presence, while others insist leadership can't cave to ultimatums. The entire league knows that once a superstar makes a threat like that, whether intentional or leaked, trust becomes fragile. And when trust breaks, relationships inside a franchise can crumble faster than fans realize. The second wave of discussion hit this morning when multiple sources reportedly doubled down on the authenticity of Barkley's comment. The phrase spread again, "If he comes back, I'm out." It echoed across talk shows, podcasts, and every rumor account with a questionable profile picture. What started as a whisper has now turned into a full-on narrative dominating the sports conversation. And here's where things get even murkier. Some insiders claim Barkley's camp isn't rushing to deny anything. That alone has people raising eyebrows. Normally, when a rumor threatens a player's reputation, their agent jumps out front with a clean, polished statement. But in this case, nothing. Not a word. It feels intentional, almost like Barkley's camp wants the pressure to build, wants the Eagles to understand that this isn't small. It's calculated silence. Strategically placed silence. The kind that forces everyone else to react first. And while the organization tries to maintain calm, fans are spinning theories faster than the front office can process them. At this point, even neutral fans, people with no stake in Philadelphia, are following the story like it's a season finale of some dramatic sports series. It's the combination of mystery, ego, pressure, and timing that makes it irresistible. Nobody knows what triggered Barkley's statement, but everyone feels the tension. And maybe that's the part that makes it so addictive. It's not just about one player or one team. It's about what happens when a major star reaches a breaking point. The narrative hits deeper than just football. It touches on identity, pride, competition, and control. People are watching body language, reading into casual interviews, analyzing practice footage frame by frame, searching for clues. Some fans swear they saw teammates avoiding Barkley during warm-ups. Others claim the opposite, insisting he looked comfortable and relaxed. But that's the thing with speculation. Once you plant a seed, people see whatever proves their own theory. The more silence the Eagles maintain, the louder the rumors grow. And right now, the rumblings sound like thunder on the horizon. There's also this growing belief that the organization might try to smooth things over quietly, hoping the noise fades with time. But the longer they stay silent, the more the speculation swells. People in the building reportedly feel the weight of it. The cafeteria chatter, normally full of jokes and friendly rivalry, has gone muted. Assistants walk hallways a little quicker. Analysts lurking near practice fields claim the tension is visible in how players carry themselves. Whether these observations are true or exaggerated doesn't even matter anymore. The rumor has taken on a life of its own. And with every hour that passes, the idea of a Barkley ultimatums feels less like gossip and more like an unavoidable plot point. Some insiders even say that Barkley's energy during practice reflects a man stuck between frustration and determination, as if he's trying to prove a point with each snap. He wants control, he wants respect, and he wants clarity, especially regarding the he who supposedly triggered the whole situation. Until that clarity comes, this storm isn't slowing down. While it's impossible to know exactly what happens next, one thing is clear. The Eagles are running out of time to contain this. The season moves fast, the league moves faster, and narratives can shift overnight. Barkley's rumored statement isn't the kind of thing that disappears easily. It lingers, haunts, follows every conversation. If the organization doesn't step in soon, whether through clarification, decisive action, or at least a unified message, they risk letting a single leak unravel the chemistry they worked so hard to build. And here's the thing, players talk, agents talk, and rival teams talk even louder. The fact that this rumor has spread so quickly suggests that multiple people around the league believe there's truth behind it. And once belief takes root, perception becomes reality. Even if Barkley didn't mean the line literally, even if it was frustration boiling over in a private moment, the damage is already done. It's public now. It's real now. And every decision the Eagles make from this point forward will be viewed through the lens of this story. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The scariest part for the Eagles might be the long-term impact. Players don't forget moments like this. If the organization dismisses the rumor too aggressively, they risk making Barkley feel unsupported. If they bend too much, they risk undermining the authority of their veteran core. Every team walks this fine line between managing egos and protecting culture, but rarely do they have to walk it under such intense public scrutiny. Fans want answers, media wants clarity, and the players want stability. But right now, the Eagles don't seem ready or willing to give any of those things. There's talk that a closed-door meeting between Barkley, coaches, and key leaders might be the only way to calm things down. But even if that happens, word will leak. Everything leaks, especially in Philly. And once the next piece of information hits the timeline, this entire story could erupt again. Barkley's future in an Eagles uniform is suddenly a question mark, and nobody, not the fans, not the analysts, not even some people inside the building, knows how this ends. And that uncertainty is what keeps the entire NFL watching, waiting, refreshing, and speculating as this rumor continues to spiral into something much bigger than anyone expected. The most recent twist in this saga comes from a late-night whisper that someone inside the Eagles facility allegedly attempted to downplay the situation by suggesting Barkley's comment was taken out of context. But here's the problem. Nobody clarified what the real context was. And when you leave a vacuum of information in a city like Philadelphia, the fans don't just fill it, they overload it with theories, assumptions, predictions, and pure emotional chaos. Overnight, the rumors started morphing again. Some insiders hinted that Barkley's frustration wasn't just about the returning veteran, but tied to deeper concerns about how the offense is being structured around him. Others suggested it's personal, that a history exists between Barkley and the unnamed player that hasn't been made public yet. And then there are the wild theories claiming this is all a strategic play by Barkley's team to force the Eagles into choosing him as the primary face of the offense. Whether any of this is real or stretched beyond belief, the truth is that the situation now feels bigger than football. It feels like a clash of visions, egos, and expectations, And the longer the uncertainty drags on, the more this rumor becomes a runaway train nobody can stop. Adding fuel to the fire is the growing belief that the Eagles' top executives are split on how to handle this. Some reportedly want to bring Barkley in for a face-to-face sit-down immediately, hash it out, and squash this rumor before it fractures the locker room beyond repair. Others insist that bending too quickly sets a dangerous precedent. Because if a star can push back this hard and get the organization to react, then every future conflict becomes leverage. And that's the internal battle no one sees from the outside. Winning games requires unity, but maintaining unity sometimes requires making choices that aren't popular. Meanwhile, Barkley is said to be keeping his distance, showing up to mandatory sessions but avoiding extra conversations. Not cold, not hostile, just guarded. As if he knows every word he says right now might show up online within minutes. And honestly, can you blame him? Once a rumor catches fire, anything you say becomes gasoline. The Eagles are stuck in a delicate balancing act, trying to protect their image, their chemistry, and their star player, all while every sports show in America picks apart their silence frame by frame. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.